Let's make some shopping.
What are we waiting for? Ocean Drives films with Eclipse Dine-In Cinemas Bundoran. Now serving pizza, hot dogs, ice cream and more. To your seat. Find out more at eclipsecinemas.com.
And Collie, a very good evening to you.
It's great. Great to be here. I was just thinking, I've been doing this for 11 years, and I think for the first time in quite some time, I'm almost nervous. It's not your good. It's not your good self, Brendan.
Oh, good.
It's the fact that I'm actually in the studio. It's been ages since I've been in the studio. I almost didn't recognise the way in. And I think that's what's put me off. Although, even though we're in the studio, and usually myself and Seamis do Zoom and we video it and put it up, we're still going to be putting it up on video tomorrow because the lovely Gracie is here filming us. But the fact that just before we went on air, when you were doing the traffic and travel, she was advising me on the way to wear my hat. It had never occurred to me that there is a way to wear my hat. And now I'm now wondering, do I look okay, Brendan? Is it good enough for you?
You look marvellous. Listen, you're a star yourself. There's no doubt about it, because I love listening in to your reviews with Seamis on a Thursday evening. So it's a privilege to have your company in here this evening. And it's go, go, go. The Fall Guy, I would have watched this as a child with Lee Majors, and it was one of my favourites. But it's back, reincarnated as a movie. Reincarnated
is the perfect word, because it's not a remake, it's not a first, but it does tip its hat very much, not just to the TV show, but to Hollywood in general. And now, I have to say, I am of that era too. I remember the theme song, such a great song. And my deal coming into this movie, when I watched it yesterday, I said, if they don't do the song, at least a version of the song, I am asking for my money back. Now, I got to see it for free, but metaphorically asking for my money back. All I can say is, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Now, but is the movie any good? Because the trailers have been great, and they've been doing lots of really good promotions about it. And it really looks like this is a throwback, not just to the TV show, but sort of those good, fun blockbusters that I grew up with in the 80s and 90s. Funny romantic lead, loads of action, silly stunts, good cheesy one-liners. And that was in the trailer, and you're going, but sometimes the trailer has all the best bits. And I kind of went in going, I hope it's not one of those. And then I came out with a smile from ear to ear. This is... I think they'll do better to have a more fun blockbuster this year. Now, I've gone on record, a movie we're going to talk about later, I think is already going to win the 2025 Best Actor or Best Film Award.
Right.
But I think other blockbusters, we've a lot of really good movies coming up, or we hope that are good, big movies, but I don't think anything else be sheer family fun. Well, it's a 12A, but it just gets the level right. Ryan Gosling is really in a purple patch, coming on from Ken. He is just pure charm. He can do the funny bit, he can do the handsome lead, he can do the self-deprecating humour, he can do the action stuff. And one of the things they've done is they've made a point going, we're celebrating a movie about stuntmen. Let's celebrate stunts. So all the stunts are real, inverted commas in it. In that, obviously they still use a bit of computer graphics to take away the safety wires.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
But there is somebody jumping from the building. They're rolling cars. They actually do a world record car roll stunt in it. And they do make a big point at the end of the movie of showing the real stuntmen. As a matter of fact, there's kind of an on-running scandal in Hollywood that there is no Oscar for stuntmen or women, indeed, stunt performances, and they do that joke in it. And I guarantee you, I think there's in 2 or 3 years there's going to be an Oscar, and this movie is going to be part of it. It's so much fun, and it's not just Ryan Gosling. Hannah Waddington, who loads of people will know from Ted Lasso, is great in it as the sleazy producer, and Emily Blunt is more than Ryan Gosling's equal. She's the director of the movie. They have a romantic past. Ryan Gosling has a problem. He quits being a stuntman and he comes back after 2 years. He's playing Colt Seavers, the same name as Lee Majors had. And he comes back to rescue this movie that's in trouble in Australia. But there's a few twists to happen. Now, the plot, there's not much of a plot. It doesn't matter, because you're just sitting there going, I could watch these two read the phone book. The chemistry...
I was going to ask you about the chemistry between the two of them.
It's so good. And I'm sure nobody that makes things look that easy didn't work really hard at it. Like everything that's good, like Terry Wogan presenting, you had to be very good and very work hard at these things originally to get that good. They make it look effortless. They look like they've been friends and lovers all their life, rather than just professionals. It's so much fun. And there's a great bit then near the end, as I said, where they show how a lot of the stunts were done, because they're saying it's not that sort of movie. There's a load of people working behind the scenes here, and it really celebrates them. I think people are going to love this. Like, it is 12A, but I'm pretty sure, like, which generally means one bad word in it, I'm pretty sure families of all ages, from 8 to 80, people who remember the Fall Guy, and there's loads of jokes. There's jokes about Miami Vice and stuff like that. The people under 30 are not going to get. Doesn't matter, because I bet you there were jokes I didn't get that are about more recent movies. There's something for everyone. I think it's going to be a huge hit, not just this bank holiday weekend, but for ages. It's going to hang around for ages because people are going to love it. People are going to want to watch it again. It's probably inevitably have a
and
Fall
it's just
Guy
over 2 hours as well. So, but you're engrossed in the movie. You don't mind about that.
Absolutely. And really, it's only 2 hours because it's about 10 minutes credits that you'd sit around and watch because they're showing all the stunts in it. It flew by. I have seen movies that are 92 minutes that felt like 6 hours. This movie felt like 25 minutes.
Great.
I could have stayed all day. Just fun. There are better movies we've seen, of course, but it's just pure, unadulterated popcorn fun. Knock yourself out this weekend. You're really going to enjoy it.
That's brilliant. Listen, we're going on to a horror comedy this time. Taro. Sounds intriguing. What's happening
There's
there?
something about teenagers in horror movies. They never learn. Don't do the monkey's paw wish. Don't play with the magic doll. Don't tarot reading. You know, if you're in a creepy haunted house and somebody says, well, the previous owners died, something to do with the cards, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's read our fortune. Don't do it. So it's one of those. And again, this is a nice counterpoint because, again, while I think 16, 17-year-olds will also love the Fall Guy, there's something magic about cinema, being that age and going to see the scary movie on the weekend, and especially a bank holiday weekend. And it's one of those, there's beasties jumping out and lots of what we call jump scares, where it's suddenly everything's quiet and then it goes bang. Right? And it's one of those, it's good crack. I haven't seen this one yet because it only opens this evening, and they didn't have a premiere for us, but I think it looks like good fun. It's kind of formulaic but just good crack.
Okay. Now, Star Wars The Phantom Menace. 25 years, imagine, already.
My God. I felt that must be a typo because that would make me old, and I don't want to think it. Now, I'm very much, we were talking about the original Fall Guy. I'm very much in the era of one of the first movies I ever saw was the original Star Wars. So I don't have the same nostalgia for this one because, famously it was a wee bit disappointing when it came out because it wasn't up to the standard. However, the kind of as time went past and you go, there's lots of really cool bits. There's the great lightsaber fight, there's the pod race, lots of fun, and they really cleaned it up and it looks great on the big screen. I watched this morning and there's an awful lot to enjoy. Now, the one thing that's funny about it is that was a time when everyone said, why would we need stuntmen in the same way anymore? We'll use computers for everything. And now we just watched The Fall Guy who's going, no, it works better with real people. It's a mixture of both. Use the effects to enhance the real people. And Star Wars suffers a bit for that. But there's loads of fun to be had. And what's amazing is, to 10-year-olds now, this is as old as the other one that we're talking about. And they love it in a way that maybe I didn't, because this movie wasn't made for 25-year-old Collie. This was made for 8-year-olds at the time, and it still works with them.
And very
really
quickly, 30 seconds, Super Wings. You mentioned
Super
kids.
Wings for the under sixes. It's quite good fun, even though it's weirdly fond of social media, which I thought was very odd. But this is an under 6 movie, so if you're too little for The Fall Guy or Star Wars might be a bit scary, Super Wings is the one. It's actually a TV show, so they'll probably know it. All right, and Dunes 2, very, very quickly. Best movie of the year so far for me. It's going to win next year's Oscar. It's back one more time for only a $5 on Monday. If you haven't seen it so far, please go and see it. It will never be as good on your TV, no matter how cool the TV
I've seen Dunes 1,
I
haven't seen Dunes 2. So
Monday, they're put it in your diary. That's it.
Definitely. Listen, Collie, Eclipse Cinemas, and you're obviously open for the full bank holiday weekend. Full bank holiday. Not that it ever rains in Bundoran, but just supposing it did. Just this one time, we'll be open. Look, there's loads of stuff. There's a big variety. And I know we're out of time, but I mentioned for the Leitrim movie, That They May Face the Rising Sun, really popular with the older folk, and really it's run all weekend too. That's great. Collie, thanks indeed for coming in, and thanks to Gracie for doing the old bit for social media. And Collie back on your radio next Thursday. Cheers, Collie. Bye. Oh.